Alrighty, welcome to the Tea Podcast. It is a big old Friday. We got a great episode for you. We're talking with Heather Borges. She is the owner at Bee Organized Lafayette. The Bee is BEE, like like a honeybee. So we're going to be talking about professional home and office organization, life organization, all that good stuff. Maybe office, but we'll talk about that. So she's got a really cool business. Basically, we're going to be talking about how to be organized and how to not let it overwhelm you and, decision fatigue, all that fun stuff about being organized. And I think I'm a decently organized person for the most part. I'm a bad procrastinator, so I'm pretty sure that has something to do with being organized or not. But anyway, the episode, the studio sponsor is optimizegp.com. That's Optimized Generator People. So if you're looking to get your home set up with a whole home standby generator, they are the people to call. You can get started really cheap. I say really cheap, like $600 to start. They put a big old unit outside your house, and whenever your electricity turns off, for whatever reason, like a storm or something, that your power turns right back on, and it's really cool. So check them out, optimizegp.com. And with that, enjoy the episode. All right. And real quick, our presenting sponsor is Chase Group Construction. They take the lead and become your one point of contact for any construction project, design, all the way up to build and final stages of completion. Check them out, chasegroupconstruction.com. They've built several local businesses and shopping centers and medical places around Acadiana. Great local company. They've been supporting us for a long time, so check them out. And if you're looking to build something, that's the people who you want to call. All right, so Heather, let's kind of chat a little bit about you. Tell me a little bit about you, and are you originally from here? Kind of tell us about you and your relation to the Lafayette area.
Okay, so I am born and raised from St. Martinville, Louisiana. I went to UL, graduated from UL. I was a registered nurse for 16 years. So go Cajuns. Yeah. So I loved what I did, but I felt like that was just a season of my life. And I kind of felt the tug for something more. But I still wanted to do something that had caring for people and the compassion minus the nursing side of it. So I had researched a lot about who am I as a person? I'm type A. Always have things in place. So I kind of researched and found Bee Organized 3 years ago. And I met with the owners of the company. We talked, but it just wasn't the right time for me. We were building a house. My kids were younger. So it just kept coming up and coming up. And I'm very faithful. And I prayed a lot about it. And every time I prayed, I got my sign until it was like slapping me in the face. So then I came across Bee Organized again, and I met with Kristen and Lisa and Scott from Kansas City. That's where Bee Organized originated. But yeah, so that's how my journey kind of started. But I am from the area.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So St. Martinville area.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you are a type A person.
Yes.
I'm fascinated to some degree with different personality types. I know there's type A, type B, and I think there's even type C and maybe some others. Mm-hmm. The most dominant, of course, is type A and B. I feel like, and I think I've done a couple of little personality tests, nothing super stringent, but I lean more type B, which airs on the creative side, a little bit more free, I guess. Laid back.
Yes.
And I think my wife is more type A, which I think creates a very balanced household.
That's how my household is too. My
Okay.
husband's type B, and he kind of centers me, I guess you can say.
Yeah, yeah. So there's some discussions that happen all the time around the house.
Yes.
So most husbands, I think, do this, and I don't know if that means most husbands are type B, but does your husband have this tendency to leave his drinking cup sitting in a certain spot?
He does. And we've had this conversation numerous times. And now he advertises to me, don't put this cup in the dishwasher.
Yes.
Because he'll come for the cup later and he's like, where's my cup? And I said, a cup doesn't belong on the counter if you're not using it. So now he announces to me where he puts his cup. And yes, and I don't touch it for the rest of the day.
Okay.
So we have like
awesome.
a little understanding now.
Perfect. Okay, so this is good. This is good. So I think this will be a way into segueing into the Bee Organized conversation. But so I don't know why. I don't know why the cup thing is a thing. Apparently, a lot of men do this.
Yes.
I don't know why I started doing this, because I've been doing this since the early 2000s. Living at my parents' house, I would grab a glass. That was the glass I would use. And this might sound gross, but I would use it for multiple days. I would rinse it out.
Yeah.
And I would even occasionally hand wash it, and dry it and put it back in my spot. Why do I do this? I don't know. My wife is like, why don't you just grab a new cup? I'm thinking, why do I want to dirty another dish?
Right.
Like, I'm just gonna, it's water or it's soda and I rinse it out. It's fine. It's clean. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna keep using it. It's my favorite cup. So,
Right. Yeah. No, Ryan does that too.
okay, good.
And my son, by the way, does that too. So you're pointing that out. Yeah, he always has his cup, and he fusses at me too whenever he's like, "Mom, I didn't put it in the sink for a reason."
Yeah. So funny, I actually have to hide my cup. So I have one of the cabinets, not the cup cabinet. It's a random cabinet that is not for cups that I keep my cup in so that it's not sitting on a countertop. Because I swear, I don't know why. All women must say this. The cup doesn't belong on the cabinet, on the countertop. I mean, and so if it's on the countertop and it doesn't have liquid in it, and it's unattended, it's in the sink. I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
now I gotta get a new cup.
Because I'll tell you, for a type A person, everything has to have a home, and the countertop is not a home.
Yes, okay.
So that's like my organization.
My wife
coming
is,
to
if
me.
she's listening, my wife is like, okay, finally somebody aligns. Okay, so I don't understand the relationship that type A and type B people have. I think it's funny. I think it's weird how we get along, but we also get at each other.
Yes.
Okay, so you being a type A person, type A is typically more organized, more analytical, I think, because what is it, left brain, right brain type situation. I don't know which one's which, but have you done like an official personality test? Like, have you looked into your type A condition?
I have. So actually, with Be Organized, we have a yearly summit that we go to in Kansas, and we took some extensive personality tests. And during our summit, we all had to go and write on a sticky note. Like, she would give us a scenario, like A, B, C, D, or E, and you had to go put your sticker on whatever paper. And it was so funny how I'd say 90% of us were like all analytical, all type A. We had a few real laid back people, and we were like, what are you doing here?
Yeah,
but yes, I have extensively looked into it, and I have the traits of OCD sometimes, but you have to let some things go. And I think that's where the balance of a type B personality really helps, and it centers that marriage.
Yeah. Okay.
It really, because I tend to be a lot more high strung.
Oh yeah.
And my husband, he's just like, don't let that bother you.
Okay.
Well, and sometimes I'm like, you're too relaxed about this situation because now, like, what I said was going to happen happened. So what do we do? You know, so it's a good balance for each other.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
So,
So at this summit, I'm
yes.
curious
Uh-huh.
how many men versus women were there?
So we have, ooh, let's see. So Scott, he's one of the owners of Bee Organized. And we might have had 3 other guys, my husband included. And they were all the laid back ones that popped into my head.
That is funny. That is funny. Why? Why are we like this?
Well, I think women, we're just born to care for our family, like physically. So we have that mothering, nurturing thing. So we tend to think of the things that can happen. Whereas men just, you're centered to be a provider, and you take things as they come. You don't harp on what didn't happen yet. So that's more like, okay, I have to be proactive, type A, you know, because we're thinking ahead for everything. And as a man, they're just provider. I'm gonna do what I have to do right now for my family, and so you just take it as it comes.
Oh gosh. Okay. That is such a fascinating dynamic, and to really like think about
Yeah.
what I do as a person, either being a man or whatever have you. Um, and whenever I saw your information and everything, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like this conversation is going to be something. And I already had a feeling that my wife is going to be like, oh yeah, he needs to hear this. I strive to be organized, but it doesn't always happen. Like I'll get spurts of like, ooh, let me organize this. So for example, those that are watching, you probably can't see this on the camera, but I got my water and my sodas all over there, and they're all neatly
I was wondering
set up.
if you did that for me.
So
for purposes that I was coming.
So funny. I as I was doing this, I was like, you know what? She's gonna think that I have all this stuff neatly placed for her because of the organized conversation. And while I did think about that, and maybe I did put a little bit more attention into how things were placed a little bit. In general, I like, especially bottles like that, I like them to be symmetrical in a sense. I used to work in a grocery store, and so I've been not extensively, but I've been somewhat trained to, they call facing.
Yeah.
Where whenever you have bottles that are the front of the shelf, you turn the label out facing. Right. So like at home, whenever I restock our refrigerator with soda cans, we have a refrigerator that has a glass, like you can see through it.
Yeah.
And so I'll turn all the labels to where it shows out of the window. Right. I do this just instinctively, not because, I need to be organized. It's just, that's one trait that I picked up. I'm like, I need, and it might be OCD. Like, it kind of feels like it, like now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know. But like OCD and being organized, do they typically go hand in hand?
Sometimes. I mean, OCD can be the, like the medical diagnosis, a little over the top. Like you'll have to do things in threes, and that's the nursing side coming out of me. But, I mean, usually if you have an OCD person, you're type A. I mean, that's just usually how it aligns. But just because you're type A doesn't mean you're OCD, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think more now your brain is trained as that habit. And that's what makes you relax. So, and that's what we do. That's what we want, everything to have a home and a place. And once it is, you don't have to focus on that anymore. You can just relax and go do things that really matter.
Okay. Well, we're definitely going to dive in a little bit more into that, because I think that kind of alludes to what I said we'd be talking about as far as not being overwhelmed and the decision to fatigue, that kind of path. Real quick, you said you were a nurse, and then
Yes.
after this, I have a sponsor that I'll mention. Then we'll get into the nitty gritty. But how long were you a nurse for?
I was a nurse for 16 years. Yes, and around COVID, like a lot of stories in the medical field, I didn't feel that passion anymore, and I felt like I was getting burnout. And I'm the type of person when I do something, I want to give it my all, and I kind of felt I wasn't doing that anymore. So, like I said, I started to think like this is just a season probably for me, and I know my kids had a lot of health conditions, so I feel like that's why I was placed in that line of work for so long. But then I had this undeniable pull that kept pulling me towards this, and I couldn't ignore it anymore. And whenever we were at a place that we could open the business, that's what I finally decided. Like a nurse, that was my job, and I felt like that was who I was. But I realized that's just a part of who I was.
Yeah.
So
It sounds like you're getting somewhat choked up over
a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
I do. I mean, I did love what I'm keeping my license. I'm doing all the things. That was a huge part of my life. I worked dialysis, I did home health, and I did school nursing for a while. And I can see the impact that I made, and I have everlasting friendships from it too. And it was a great chapter in my life.
Awesome,
Yes.
awesome. Well, I don't want to pull any more emotions from you. I want to go ahead and get my next sponsor in, and that is the Music Academy of Acadiana. So if you're looking to learn music, or maybe your kids want to learn music, check them out, musicacademyacadiana.com. They are a top music school in the area. You can learn anything from wind instruments, trumpets, saxophones. If you want to learn drums, if you want to learn guitar, violin, all those different things. Or if you think you have a voice, or somebody says that you have a voice, it's still probably best to get a second opinion, kind of like a doctor. You get a second opinion on the doctor. Get a second opinion on your voice. Maybe the Music Academy of Acadiana can help you improve your voice if you do have a voice. And also, they have an award-winning in-house recording studio. So once you get your music kind of figured out and you learn what you can do, and if you want to record an album, you can do that there, and they can help you distribute it and all that good stuff. So check them out, musicacademyacadiana.com. Great local sponsors. Really appreciate them. All right. So going back to the conversation. So whenever somebody wants to, I guess, commit to being organized, like I guess a better question would be, how does your business help people that, because obviously you're going into a home or office that is unorganized, because you wouldn't have a business if everybody was organized.
Right.
So how do you, being a type A type business, being organized, go into a home or office where the reason why it's unorganized to begin with is because the people that are there are probably not type A people,
Right.
and they're not organized at all? You go in, you organize. What's to say that in 3 to 6 months you go back? I mean, maybe
Right.
that's the plan. Maybe you have a thing. I don't know.
We do offer that, but so the whole point though is we want to create a sustainable solution for you. So the complimentary assessment that I go to whenever you give me a call and you say, hey, I have my garage, I really need to organize, whatever. So I go in and we talked about personalities. So we have a little quiz on our website that you can go do. There's actually 7 different personalities that I'm checking for. So for instance, I'm considered a just-in-caser. So my clutter comes from, I buy things just in case. So like my medicine cabinet is crazy full because I don't want to have to go to the store if my kid's sick. I want to have that medicine just in case. So there's different personalities. So I'm listening to you whenever I'm at your house, not just about your space, but how you store things. If you hold on to memories, I'm keeping all this in mind. So I'm looking at that, and I want to create a solution for you that you can keep up. So if you have a ton of memories, let's showcase some of those. Let's put things on the walls. Let's put them on the counter or like on your bookshelves. Let's get them out of storage, because what good is it in storage, right? So I'm mentally making notes of all these things. And if you are the type of person who, look, I just don't have the time to keep this up, or I just have too much stuff, or, you know, all the reasons, we do have a concierge service that we offer. And we have concierge clients now, we're even in one house every week.
Wow.
Yeah, because
Okay.
they just are so busy, and we're judgment free. So don't think like we're going into your house and calling each other when we leave. Hey, da, 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 da. No, like we're confidential too. We don't want people to know you called us, because a lot of people are embarrassed. Every single phone call I get, oh, don't judge me. Or, and then whenever we're hanging up, they're like, I felt so much better just talking to you about what's going to happen. Because it's that release. Like when you hold on to all that clutter, your brain is like it's scattered. And if you can't find what you're looking for, you spend more. You'll buy so much more if you know where everything is. If your house is like a store, you know your inventory. So you're not going to go buy 6 cans of cream of mushroom soup if you know you had 2 that you needed, you know, and like that comes, then things start expiring, and then you're wasting money. So everything has a home. But back to that, I do the assessment of the complimentary assessment, and I'm just paying attention to what you want to create that sustainable solution for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and we do much more though. We do more than organizing. We do life transitions. So anything from packing up for moves, unpacking for moves. So we can unpack and put it out in your home for you in an organized way. We don't require you to buy containers and stuff, although that is great for micro organizing. But it's not a requirement. We want what's going to function for you. And we help with decluttering. So a lot of times realtors will call us for a declutter. We do a lot of senior living moves. So if people are going, think you're going from a 2,000 square foot house to a 1-bedroom apartment. You don't know what to get rid of, or you don't know what to purge, to donate. We take care of all that. We drop off the donations. If you have trash, we can coordinate the trash removal. We can consult for if you're building a house, your pantry or your closets, how you want them. If you don't know how you want them, that's what we can consult for that too.
Okay.
So Bee Organized could be a bit deceiving to what we do, but like right now we're even decorating Christmas trees, wrapping presents. That's a part of our concierge service. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a lot more than just going into a space and basically cleaning up somebody's mess and like, hey, you got to be organized.
Yeah, and we don't force people to purge either. It's great if you purge because it's a lot less clutter, but that's your treasure. And if something's special to you, it has a reason, and we're not going to force you to get rid of that or pressure you either.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty interesting point. So you probably are aware of the show. I don't know if it's called Hoarders or whatever the hoarding show is. I don't know if it's HGTV or the Discovery Channel. I don't remember. But that show is fascinating because some of these people have really bad hoarding tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
So bad that they hold on to trash.
Mm-hmm.
Like, throw it out. But no, they have mountains of trash, and then they have really nice homes.
Yeah.
Some of these people have beautiful homes. In fact, I can tell you a couple of places in Lafayette that I drive by some really nice homes. I don't want to say specifically where because I think it would be obvious, but you can tell by the exterior of the home. Now, this home is huge, really nice home, probably valued at $500,000 to maybe $1 million. It is, you can tell somebody hoards. They have multiple vehicles in the yard that you can tell have not moved because the grass has grown around it, but they're mowing, but the grass has grown around it. You can just tell.
Yeah.
And like, I don't understand, like, especially after watching these shows of inside of these people's homes, that they have literal tunnels and trails through their house.
Yeah.
To get to their kitchen, you got to climb over something.
Yeah.
It's like, so do you specialize at all in that world, or is that something you just don't touch?
No, I don't specialize in it because a lot of times when they hear the word purge, a hoarder usually is like, no, we don't want you to come. But I don't steer clear of it either because sometimes it's just a simple conversation to have and listen to that person because they're holding on for a reason. Like a psychological reason. So sometimes it's just sitting down with that person, having a conversation, knowing that somebody's actually hearing what they're saying. And, I mean, it's not going to go away like that, but sometimes that does help the process and it helps them relax a little bit more to get rid of things. But a lot of times, a hoarder won't want to be organized. They might think they do, but they're too reluctant to let go of the things.
So my wife, if she's listening, I'm telling you, she if she's listening, she better be listening, I guess. She's actually told me before that she thinks that I might be a hoarder. Not to any extremes. I'll preface with that. I don't think I truly have hoarding tendencies. However, I do tend to hold on to things, specifically, this might be a millennial trait, if I should say, old technology boxes. So, for example, iPhone boxes, iPad boxes, my MacBook box. I got a drone. I kept the drone box. The box still has components in it. I keep it because there are things that I know I will need, and I might not ever need them until 5-10 years into the future, which is terrible. But I hold on to it because I know at some point I will need it. But also to that point, me being a man, I hold on to certain things that I think I will need, knowing good and well that I'll probably never use it again. Good example, cables. I love a cable. It could be an electrical cable, an audio cable, a charging cable, a Cat5 data transfer cable, Ethernet, whatever have you. I hold on to cables. I don't know why.
But so my brain is going, and you just need a home for it to see how many you have. And then a lot of times we'll do that. We'll take, so women love shoes mostly, right? So when you have 10 pairs of black pumps, when they see them all together, they're like, oh, well, I never wear those, so we could get rid of those. And that's when they start purging, because we make sure we try to put all the inventory together. So when we're taking out, it's kind of a mini renovation, you would say. So if we're doing a closet, we're taking everything out of the closet. We're going to clean the counters, clean everything, wipe it down, sweep, vacuum, and we're going to put things in sections. So if you know you're going to purge it, we're going to put that in the purge pile. But if you have all your shoes, we're putting them all together. And then we're going to go by color. How many do you have of this? So how many cables do you have? The C, or the whatever they're called. So if you see, man, I have 50 cables, you're like, okay, well, this one's too short. Get rid of that one. And so whenever you visualize how many you have all in one location, it it just makes your brain go, okay, this is what I don't need. But if you only see one here and one over there and one in the back bedroom, you're like, well, no, I need that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it kind of helps you whenever everything is together. And then we can make a special home. So like all those boxes, you just make one technology box and you micro organize inside of each box with a little label. This is for my drone. This is for the camera. This is for this. And then that way you just have one box instead of 15 boxes.
Okay.
And just right there, those boxes would give you so much extra space.
Again, I bring up my wife. If she is listening, she's probably going to be like, okay, so now are you going to finally clean out your office? Because I have things in my office. Now, okay, to be fair, I have cleaned my office space several times, and my wife getting rid of stuff in the general home area because she knows that I like to go through things before I throw it away, just to make sure that we're not throwing away a piece of something that we might need. That sounds like hoarding tendencies. Now that I'm saying it, it sounds like hoarding tendencies. Maybe I'm coming to a realization here. I don't know. But so we've had like not arguments, but some marital disagreements, yes.
Yeah.
About I will say I cleaned my office, but you keep putting stuff in here and junking it up. And then I know she'll say it's because if I throw it, you're going to get upset with me. So she puts it in my office knowing good and well that I have to look at it every time I go in. And there's several things right now that I can pinpoint that I have not touched. Some of it, my kid, who's 9, has actually purged himself out of his room. He's already went through, in the past year, 2 stages of, oh, I don't need this anymore. Like, he's starting to realize that he doesn't need the kitty type toys.
Right.
Like little cars and trucks. So he's purged them. I'm a little sentimental. And I'm like, oh, he had this whenever he was little, blah, 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 blah.
So you're a memory keeper. That's
Yeah. I think, and you know what? I think I get that from my mom.
Yeah.
My mom had a hope chest. I don't have a hope chest. My wife doesn't have a hope chest. But my mom had one basically in front of her bed. And it could be used to sit on, but she would also open it and keep like photo albums and different things in there. And I think as a kid, I took that and be like, and I was, I guess, in the mind frame of like, oh, I need to hold on to memories because when somebody passes away, all you have left is what you've had held on to from them, or pictures or whatever have you. Nowadays we have the social media, internet, our phones have thousands of photos, so we technically already hold on to memories that way. But like it's almost like that fear of losing a memoy for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, and I get it. That is a huge part of the purge process. 'Cause like we don't want you to feel like you're losing your memories. But so for that, if your son has a onesie, like let's say you kept 16 onesies from when he was little. Well, what's your favorite? Or how about I make a phone call and we get a little blanket made, or just little things like that, to where you can still have that keepsake, but not have it just piled in a box. Because how often are you going to really go through the box, Or like if you have your grandma's lamp and you have her scarves and you have this, like how much of grandma's stuff do we need to keep to make her feel there? Because you still have those memories, so we have setting questions that we ask, and we're very gentle when we ask them, because we, like I said, don't want anyone to feel pressured. But memory keepers, my mom's one, you go and it's like a shrine of deceased family members in one part of the house. And it's like, okay, well, we don't have to have so much, Mom.
Right.
Hold on to that thing that means the most to you. Like my grandfather was in the Air Force, so I have something that was from the Air Force, and I don't want to let that go. But that's the only, and I have it displayed near his picture in my house. But I don't have to have all of his shirts. So we had teddy bears made with his shirts for every family member. All the little ones, and then we convinced my grandma finally to donate them to the nursing home.
All right.
So we help with those kind of things too, coordinating donations and stuff like that. To where a lot of people in the nursing home don't get new clothes or can't go shop. And he had a bunch of these nice Western shirts he maybe wore once. So just little things like that, and it made her feel good to give to people too. So if you still have those memories, nobody's taking them from you. So keep the things that are most special, and then kind of release.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's interesting is I all of a sudden have a very distinctive desire to want to go home and start going through boxes that I have not looked at since we moved in. We moved into a newer home in 2022, and there are boxes that I have not opened since we've moved in. We packed from the other house.
Mm-hmm.
I said, because when you move out of a house, that's an opportunity to purge.
Yeah.
And so we did get rid of a lot of stuff. I will openly confess that there were times where I went into the trash dumpster. Let's say dumpster, the trash can outside of our house, and pulled out things that my wife threw away.
Not uncommon, I'm telling you. It's so much more common than you think. But that's why we're not judging, because some of those things, I mean, it might be just something to me, but if it holds value to you, I mean, nobody could take that away.
Yeah. And look, there were things that she threw away. I was like, okay, we've been needing to get rid of this, but I guess couldn't bring myself to throw it away. But there were some things I'm like, oh, that, like, I got to keep that. There's a reason, like a actual functional reason why I need to keep that. So like, she was just purging, and I jokingly, I say to her sometimes, oh, Kelly's in her hurricane tornado phase. And this is whenever she gets into one of those rage cleaning.
Yeah, like, don't talk to me, or
yes.
Yep, I feel her. I feel it in my soul.
I remember being young and my mom getting into a rage cleaning fit, and it was usually 2 or 3 times a month, usually on the weekend, where she would just, I'm talking about the vacuum is running at 7 in the morning, and we're, us kids, not barely preteens, are going, oh my God, Mom is, we didn't have a
Don't
name
get
for
out
it.
the room.
Right. We didn't get out of the room. We would just turn on Saturday cartoons and stay in the room. And then when the vacuum would turn off, and we'd peek through the door, and we're like, okay. And then if we got a scent of Pine Sol, nope.
Yep.
Get back in the room, because we can't walk on the floor.
Yep. Why are you mad? I get that. Why are you mad? I'm not mad. I'm focused. Get out of my way.
Oh, okay. You know what, man? I feel like no couple is different. We're all the same couple, just living different lives, but in parallel.
Yeah.
Because that's the same thing. Like, we think she's upset or mad when she really is. Well,
it's tunnel vision.
Yeah, and truth be told, she might be a little bit aggravated.
Yeah, well, I get it. Yeah,
she is a little bit aggravated because my little boy left this on the floor, or left this, and she's told him several times, don't leave this in here.
I have a solution for her.
Okay, what's that?
So I tell everyone this. My little tidbit for the day: you get you a little bucket, basket, whatever fits cute in your house. I call it my this and that bucket. You pick one specific location in your house, and if you find anything on the floor, on the counter, not hide your cup. If you find anything random, if I find a stuffed animal on the floor for my kids, I put it in that bucket. And I'll tell them, if they ask, where's this? I say, it's in that bucket. And at the end of the day, if it's still in the bucket, it's going in the trash.
Wow. Okay. I
So
actually
it's
love
in
that.
this and that bucket.
Yeah.
So like if now dirty socks or things that are just thrown, I'm like, no, you come pick that up now. But toys, just random ink pens, whatever, people just leave things on the counter. It's going in that bucket. And that way my countertops stay clean. My everything it's just nice and neat. My bucket's never neat, but they know where to find it.
Yeah.
And I tell them, and it's about 75% of the time my kids and 25% of the time my husband. And I'm like, it's in the bucket.
No, I think that's a great idea. I
Yeah.
think the bucket is something that I think we should institute into our home.
That way your wife is going to have her clean countertop. And if the kids' toys, she won't have to worry about sweeping and mopping, and there's toys all over. I do a random sweep. I go on the floor, I grab everything that's on the floor, I put it in that bucket. And you know what? I remind you before bedtime that you might want to check your bucket. And then if you don't, well then tough.
Oh, okay. I have a feeling that we're going to do this bucket thing, and there's going to be several things of mine in there. A lot of my little boys' stuff will be in there, and who knows, maybe even I will use that bucket, because, I mean, there are times where Bennett leaves things out, and I know he wants it, but he leaves it out, and I think we, especially speaking as a man, and my little boy speaking as a boy, we are very utility-based people as far as our brains go. And so if we're using something or if we're playing with something, we put it in the place where we feel that we are the most present.
Yeah.
And so that's why it stays there. Like my little boy, if he's playing with a slinky or if he's playing with his tablet or whatever have you, and he puts it down, he typically puts it down in the living room on the coffee table.
Yes.
And that's where it goes.
Yes.
And sometimes he doesn't touch it again all day. And we have to remind him, like, Bennett, your stuff is in here. You might want to bring it to your room, kind of thing. Because you know what happens when mom starts cleaning.
So it's funny you say that, because my bucket's right under my coffee table in my living room. And I just sweep everything into there. Because it usually gets left right. Because the kids tend to come in the living room because they want to be with the family, and that's where they play. They want to play right there, and I'm fine with that. But by the end of the day, your little pile of toys needs to be back in your room in its place. But I'm gonna play with that tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's another day, so we'll do that tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So if my wife is not listening to this, I will make sure to find a bucket.
Yes.
We have several buckets in the house. I can just consolidate other stuff into another bucket.
Yeah, one of those little baskets, just...
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is good stuff. Earlier you were mentioning memory saver. There was another...
Just in caser.
A just in caser. What are the other traits? Obviously, this sounds like there's like a handful of them.
Yeah. So we have a memory store. I'm not sure if that's the exact term, but it's for people who hold on to memories for other people. So like, let's say I would live in an apartment and I asked my mom, hey, can you store this for me? Oh yeah, sure. I have an extra room. And then my sister says, hey mom, I have this. Can you store it for me? Oh yeah. So it's the person who holds everything for everybody else, because they just want that safe space for them. But then their house is cluttered now. So you have that. You have money-minded. So those people have spent money on things, and they don't want to let go of the money they spent. So like they see a closet in their clothes and they're like, okay, I spent this much on that shirt. Definitely not getting rid of that. Well, how many times have you worn that shirt? Once 10 years ago? Well, that money's spent already. You're never going to wear it again. That kind of thing. Let's see. So just in caser, money-minded, memory keeper. You have the crammer, jammer, stacker, which is more like you're not a hoarder, but
Kind of.
it's like an organized chaos. So like you have a junk drawer, right? But you have thread in that drawer. You have safety pins. You have your ink pens, but it's all over the place. So everything's crammed. So those are fun. I love those because whenever they see their space after, they start like getting emotional. And they're like, oh, I didn't know. Like you can see them actually breathe. It's so awesome. And I think 6 or 7, how many did I say? 6.
So the memory, the just in caser, the memory store,
Crammer Jammer Stacker.
the crammer stacker.
I think, yeah, the 6. That's it. Yeah, 6.
Okay.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they're intertwined. So the acquirer is what it was called, the one that holds everything for everyone. Yeah.
So I think I have a little bit of the memory saver keeper personality, also money minded.
Yeah.
We didn't grow up being well off, and so I kept things, and I think that's probably why I still keep a lot of things. Is if I spent any significant amount of money on it, I keep it. Or if I believe someone else spent a lot of money on it and gifted it to me, I keep it.
Right.
No matter if I use it at all, ever again. Good example, right now in my garage, I have a container. It's under other containers. And I know that in that container, I have a paintball gun. That paintball gun has not fired a paintball out of it in over 15 years. But I have it because it was gifted to me, and I used it for a short time and had fun with it. So it's memory based, and I know that someone spent money on it and gifted it to me. So I feel like there'd be a level of, well, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but a level of like, not resentment, but like a feeling of like I let someone down if I get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because it still works too.
Right. And so when we're in the houses too, we so if they spend a lot of money and they're like, let's say a lot of women, whenever we go in their cabinets, they have like a lot of platters that they spend a lot of money on. Well, let's get on a site and let's sell it. If you're worried about the money and you're willing to get rid of it, let's sell it. Let's get your money back. We'll help do that too. Because we don't want you to feel like you're just wasting money.
Yeah.
And I got rid of my husband's paintball gun. I don't know if he knows that, but
he probably would never know. Honestly, my wife probably would have gotten rid of mine, and I probably think I still have it, and I probably don't. I don't know.
Yeah. So my husband was actually in the movie. What is it with Matthew McConaughey and Sarah Jessica Parker, where they have a paintball scene. Oh, what is the movie called? It's where the mom wants to get the guy out of the house. He's still living with mom and dad at like 40 years old.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
So my husband was actually in the movie, in the paintball scene.
Okay.
Like he did a lot of paintball whenever he was, but I got rid of his gun. I said, we'll just keep the newspaper clipping from the movie.
So he was in it? Was he like an extra?
Yeah, he was an extra.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Where did he have to go to be an extra? Where did it film?
I think in Baton Rouge.
All right.
Yeah, they took a few local people and got them together.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, no, I mean, if it holds value, we definitely want to get your money back if that's something you want. Some people, doesn't matter at all how much money they spent. But I know, like, certain ball gowns, a lot of women are like, I spent $400 on that gown for Mardi Gras. Like, I don't want to get rid of it. Are you going to wear it again? No. Okay.
You know what?
So, we can find places to donate for a good cause. And a lot of times if you donate to a good cause, it makes that feeling better.
The money-minded part of it. So, for example, there's some books that my little boy doesn't want anymore. Mm-hmm. I don't want to throw away the books because I know that they still have functional purpose and someone else could use them. Mm-hmm. And my wife, she's like, okay, that's fine. just go donate them. And I have not put them in my car yet to go donate them.
You know what though? Even like something as simple as going on Facebook and saying, "Hey, any teacher friends, I have these books. Do y'all want them? Take a picture." Sometimes if we do that, people are like, "I'll take them," and it's going to a classroom. So it's like, okay, kids are actually going to read it, not just going to Goodwill at the bottom of the barrel.
Right.
So it makes that feeling that you get, because we have feelings attached to things. So it helps those feelings.
Yeah.
It makes it feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think donating is something that I'm better at processing getting rid of something if I know that I can donate it, as long as it's not junk.
Because it's going to a good use.
Yeah.
And your things are still valuable.
Right.
So somebody's going to value it.
So like when Bennett was younger and he was in daycare, there were toys that he would grow out of, and I would approach the daycare I would ask him, I'm like, look, I have a bunch of toys, like large toys enough to where you can sit on it as a young kid and play with it. I'm thinking about selling it, but I don't mind donating it or selling it to you guys for super cheap.
Right.
And so they would ask me what I have, and I would tell them. And there was one time, or one or two times, where I gave them some stuff, and they gave me some either credit or something back for it. I was like, oh, this is nice. I think it was probably credit. I probably got a discount on my daycare bill, which
that works.
Yeah. But even 10 years ago, that was a lot of money. And today, I'd want 2 or 3 times that amount of a discount. But so I thought of something else. Why do women, and I don't know if this is, I think this is specifically for women, because I've seen on TikTok husbands going through the cabinets and pulling these out. Tumblers.
I knew you were going to say that.
Okay. What is it about tumblers that, why do women have so many of them?
I think at a certain point, like how women have more, like our shoes, we have a variety of colors. Our clothes, we tend to have a variety of colors, because I have this red sweater and I have another red sweater and I have another, I could think about a few red sweaters that I have. But the tumblers, we just tend to want our favorite colors in them.
Okay, so it's like a fashion accessory,
yes,
more of anything.
It's more of an accessory, I think.
I figured that, but I'm like, maybe there's like a deeper thing. I don't know. And no, it's really just surface level.
And it's just like, oh, this one is really cute, or this one has a spout.
Yeah, right. Or this one has a different way of closing versus the other one just has a straw hole.
Right.
Yeah. I know for my wife, it's all about the pattern that's on it.
Yes.
So she just bought a new one for the holidays. It's a holiday pattern. And then she bought one that was a Halloween pattern. It had like the candy corn pattern on it.
Yeah, and you don't feel like you could wear the candy corn one for Christmas time, right?
Right.
And then Mardi Gras, like, can you wear you can't walk around with the Christmas
But
sign.
as a man, I'm over here like, well, I have a black tumbler. I have a blue one. And then I have the stainless steel one. My options are pretty limited, and they're all functional. And if I'm feeling kind of stainless steel that day, boom, grab it.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling kind of matte black, boom, grab that one. The matte black one is a little taller, so maybe I want something a little bit bigger. That's it. That's the extent of like my tumbler usage. It's like I just need it to keep my drink cold, and if it's pretty, it doesn't matter to me. It's functional, utility. Right. I guess that's the whole, men versus women thought process.
The accessory versus the utility. Yeah, you think of the use of it. And that's how I think a lot of times whenever I'm organizing. The use of this, the use of that. But I do, as long as you have space for it, I think it's fine. If you don't have space, then once you buy one, you get rid of one, at least. Or my rule now is for clothes, if I buy one, I get rid of 2.
Okay.
So it makes you second guess purchasing, not overspending. And then I know that I'm going to donate to someone. So,
okay.
Yeah. That way, it's not getting over cluttered.
Yeah.
It's gonna still function, and I might even have more space because I'm getting rid of more.
And you mentioned getting rid of clothing. So this year, I made it a habit to, especially if I want, like, basically the habit is I like to have a fire. I like to like burn stuff and just have a little bonfire outside. And I don't always have starter wood or whatever have you or kindling, but I know I have a ton of t-shirts. And some of those t-shirts I have not worn in, some of them at least a year or two. And so typically I would just hold on to it because I would like, oh, it's out of sight. I'd say out of sight. It's there, but like I cycle through the same 10 shirts every, couple weeks. We wash and I pull my favorite shirt. So like you'll see me wear the same shirt probably 2 or 3 times in a month, maybe a couple weeks, depending on how clean it is. Of course, I wash my shirts. I don't rewear my shirts. My pants, though, I won't wash my pants right after the first use. I get a couple of uses out of them, so I don't know if it matters, but as long as they're not dirty. But my thing is like I create a mental note. If I'm going to start a fire, I need to go through my shirts. What shirts can I burn to start the fire? It's my way of purging, but also I need a utility.
Yeah.
I need a use for something. And so I'm like, oh, this gray shirt, the pits have pit stains. Boom, get rid of that because I'm never going to wear that.
Yeah.
I know I never want to wear that shirt because my fear is, unless I'm doing yard work, but my fear is if I wear that shirt out in public as a normal everyday shirt, and if I raise my hands up and I have discolored pits, I don't want to be seen with it.
Right.
So boom, grab it, burn it. And so I've actually decreased the shirts. Now I still hold on to some shirts because they're cool looking. I'm like, I will wear it around the house. I will wear it as just a lounge around the house type shirt. But like shirts that I know like have holes in it or have drastically lasted longer than they should have in my closet, grabbing it, throwing it.
That's good though. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere.
And then another thing I started doing this year, thankfully, like I bring up TikTok again. TikTok is really cool in showing you different little tips and tricks. My photo library, my photo albums on my phone. I have a lot of photos. A lot of photos of screenshots, a lot of photos of maps, a lot of photos of businesses that have already come and opened, and some of them come and gone. And I don't delete them right away because I think, oh, I need to post them other places, and then I forget to post them, and they get buried, and that's it. Somebody on the worldwide Internet of Things have created a iPhone shortcut that you can download, and whenever you go to your shortcuts, and I think you can program it to do every day, but like you go and physically press the shortcut and it will open up all of the photos for that day in history. So that whether it be today, last year, the year before that, every photo for like, let's say November 21st.
Yeah.
It'll pull every photo you took on November 21st and it gives you an opportunity to select them and press delete.
Oh, that's cool.
Get rid of the photos day by day instead of
sitting there. Yeah.
And to your point of having decision fatigue and or what is it? Paralysis. There's like a
like it literally paralyzes you sometimes whenever you see so much clutter and you're like, I just can't do it. And so out of sight, out of mind, you just don't look at it. But then it's still there, so it still stresses you out.
So I've been stressed out about my photo library because I have 20,000 something photos on my phone. And not all of those are family and friends and memories. A lot of that is dirt. Pictures of dirt, pictures of sticks, construction, and I need to get rid of it. So this thing that I go to, now granted I don't do it every day because I forget. So I really need it to happen every day automatically and like pull up and like force me to do it. But like whenever I'm in it and I think about it, I'm like, this feels so good because I'm like, oh, I remember this, but like I don't need it. So, or like this map is old. And then I also see photos of like my son in there. I'm like, oh, good. Definitely don't delete that. But like I dodge around all the other stuff and I press delete. And it's scary at first to press delete because I'm like, I will never have that photo again per se, because I mean, it's stored in your phone for 30 days unless you delete it from the backups. But like, it feels good.
Yeah.
It's scary, but it also feels good. I'm like, cool. Decluttering my phone. I wish you could do that at home. Just press a button and everything that has not been touched in X amount of days or years just pulls up in front of you.
You can. You can dial a phone number.
Oh, dial your phone number. Exactly. You are the shortcut.
We're the shortcut.
Okay. So we are at an hour.
Okay.
Now I want to kind of on the way to closing this out. What is the process of reaching out to you guys? Obviously, you have a website, you have a phone number, but at what point would someone reach out to you for? What are some cases? Why would somebody say, hey, I need to reach out to Bee Organized?
Okay, so for me, I even got my girls to come to the house and clean out our garage because I don't have time. So someone who feels like they have no time, I'm able to organize. I own an organizing company, but I still don't have the time to do it. So that's a major thing. Time. Some people just don't know how. They want a system, but they can't picture it. So those type of people, busy moms are like, they feel like they're just running in circles. They're in that rage, that cleaning rage, but they just feel like they're constantly running in circles. So we can help. We do offices. So any office, any business, we can do anything from your closets, like medical closets, or we can do your lounge. We do those type of things. Anybody who's moving, in any life transition. We even do moves for college, unpacking, packing, any of those type of things. If you want a Christmas tree up and you just don't feel like you have the desire, the want, or you just don't feel like you have the eye for it, we do that. We do personal shopping too. So like if you just don't want to shop for Christmas, we shop and wrap.
Wow.
So that's a part of our concierge service.
Okay.
Yeah. So any of those things we can help out.
So I know I probably should have asked this at the beginning, but when did you start Bee Organized for you? Like obviously it's a franchise. So when did you get into it?
So the franchise is 10 years old and we opened in Lafayette, August of this year.
Okay.
Yes. So we're fairly new to the community, but we've had some pretty good success so far, and it's the impact that we see when we're leaving, and see that stress just gone. And then we always get, okay, so the next time you come, this is what you're going to do, because they see how they love the way they feel after. And, I mean, we're taking the donations. We're calling the trash trucks for you. You're not having to do any of that. So it's a great process.
Yeah. So my next question is, how does your pricing work? Is it by the hour?
Yes.
Okay, by the hour?
It's by the hour, and it's by how many people I send in your house. So I usually, for a packing service or a organization service, we're going to usually send 2 people. And that's to where we can bounce ideas off of each other, and it just is more efficient. So we charge per person per hour. Our concierge services, they are a little cheaper because it's a lot less intense, and I usually send 1 person out for those per hour. But it really depends on your space, and that's why we do the complimentary assessment, because I don't want to give you a price and you're like, oh man, that's a lot for the little bit I have, because a 1,400 square foot house may have triple what the other has. So I don't want to tell you a price and then it be outrageous to you, or tell you a price and it's not enough hours, so that's why we do the complimentary assessment.
Okay. And so in that assessment, like, what does that assessment look like? Do you go in there and you spend 15 minutes? Do you spend an hour? Like, is it just kind of quick glance over of like what areas you want to they want to target, or what does that look like?
Yeah, so whenever I go in, we look at the space, and I'm taking pictures, I'm taking measurements, and we have what's called a lookbook. So if, like, let's say I'm going to a pantry and you want clear containers, you're going to show me like what you're looking for. That way I can give you the most accurate estimate. Because you may not want see-through containers for your stuff. So I want to bring my lookbook to where you can show me what you want. Like I said, it's not required to buy extra things. We do have a partnership with the Container Store. So we get everything shipped from Houston. But if you're not, if you don't want that, that's fine. So, and we'll work with what you have to. A lot of people have their own kind of containers already and stuff. So that's another reason why I'm going to do the assessment, because I want to see what you have, what we're going to keep, what we're not going to keep, and all the supplies we need. And we bring that with us too. And if the client wants to purchase too, they can. It's fine. We kind of work that out whenever they agree on that, on the job. Yeah.
So I'm guessing through your website, people can book through your website and all that good stuff?
Yeah, so they there's a little button that says complimentary assessment. You can go right there. I have my email address and I also have my phone number. So all those 3 ways you can get in touch with us.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Heather, this has been kind of not eye-opening per se, but I guess you could say that it's. I now want to go through some stuff because I feel seen, I guess.
Yes.
With my stash of stuff that I need to get rid of, and now I feel haunt, as some Cajuns would say.
No judgment.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I've seen some bad stuff. I know some houses, like I mentioned earlier, that I'm glad I'm not in that position, because I could not imagine trying to think about having to clean and organize that. I'm thankful that what I have is, I think, manageable.
And, start with one box at a time, because this service is not for everyone. So on my Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, I give tips, because not everybody wants someone in their house, and that's fine. But I still want people to have that sense of relief and be able to declutter in one box at a time.
All right. So one box at a time. So 3 tips. I guess you can say one box at a time is one tip. What are 2 other tips?
The this and that bucket.
Yep.
Clear it out every day. Every day at night before you go to bed. That way everything has is in its place, and make sure everything has a home. If it has a home, you'll spend less and you'll be less stressed, and you'll know exactly where to find your inventory.
All right. So make sure your stuff has a home. Get you a this and that bucket, and start with one box at a time.
Yeah.
All right. I am going to be using those tips.
And that's what you're going to do this weekend.
Immediately, in fact. And my wife is probably going to be like, thank you. Thank you, Heather, for encouraging my husband to want to do this, because
no, that's great. That's what I want to make people feel like. I can do this, and we're going to get this done. Look how much better you feel.
Yeah, I already feel good, and I haven't done anything.
Right?
Yeah.
But just thinking about it, it gives you this energy, and you're like, man, yes, I'm going to do it. So
yeah,
that's what it's all about.
Because it's been on my mind. There's boxes that I have in my closet in the garage that I'm like, I tell myself one day I need to go through that. One day turns into another day, and then another day, and then another month, and another year.
The garage it's cold in Louisiana. One day, I mean, how many cold days do we have? Not many.
Very few.
So go do it now.
Right,
so
right.
when it's not 100 degrees outside.
Oh, yes. All right. Well, this has been a good little conversation. I know you were nervous earlier.
Yes, I was.
I'm guessing I got better.
Yes, my accent probably came out more as the interview went on, because I got more relaxed.
Yeah. I could tell. I was like, oh, she's laying it on thick right now. But hey, I think that's good. I think I could tell. I'll say, okay, she's relaxed, and yeah. But you were crossing your legs a couple times. I'm like, okay, she's figuring it out. But well, cool. So beeorganized.com, correct?
beeorganized.com/Lafayette.
Because Bee Organized is the parent, like the main franchise.
The main hive.
So yeah, there you go,
so
Hive. Like it. Speaking of Hive, have you ever been to the Hive Market in Grand Coteau?
I have not.
You need to go. You need to go. Speaking of being organized, they have tons of local honey, great coffee shop, some of the best avocado toast I've ever had in my life. And I'm not like a crunchy liberal or anything, but I love a good avocado toast. And they have a great one. So yeah, kind of hive,
Awesome.
bee, the hive, just
The spring of
shameless little local plug for our business there. But with that, I hope you have a great weekend, and I look forward to hearing if anybody from our listeners and people that are watching contact you. And if not, maybe they learned a little bit of something to help approach some issues themselves.
Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Again, Heather, have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys on the next one.